This is the art gallery where I work. Right now it's just an empty room because there's no art, in case you didn't notice. But that's okay because it won't be like this for long. Just a couple days ago I tore down another show. It was a solo exhibition displaying the works of a local artist, Donna Adams. It was maybe my favorite show we've had in the time I've worked here, but it had been up for a couple months, so it was time to take it down. We've been accumulating applications for a new show open to all artists. It's a technology-themed exhibition. This theme isn't as broad as we usually make them, which means fewer applications, which means fewer artworks. I'm not worried though, because I have a plan. I want to go with a minimalist composition. Instead of having a continuous spread of artworks like usual, I want to make several groups of pieces separated by negative space. I'm calling them scenes because I want each little group of artworks to make the viewer feel like they're in a different world. I have my ideas, and now I have artworks. All I have to do is execute. I've got 2 days to do this, so let's do it. I'm starting out by arranging the artworks along the wall and trying to draw parallels between them. I'm looking for similarities in size, color, materials used, and other visual or thematic qualities. This is something I always do while preparing to install shows because it provides some direction in terms of how I can group and arrange the artworks to achieve a harmonious composition. It's an even more important step for this show specifically because I'm dividing the works into small groups, and I want each group to be cohesive. Now that I have this arrangement roughed out, I can get started on hanging. So, I already hung some pieces and I forgot to film it. They're not perfectly level, but I'll come back around at the end and level everything. Hanging the artworks is both exciting and scary because you get to see your planned composition either come to life or flop. I almost always end up making changes to the layout during this process because, of course, the art pieces look a lot different on the wall than they do on the floor. Okay, here's the first wall. Nice. Even though I had a strong concept for this wall, the execution makes me a little nervous because I feel like the space is too empty. I'll end up pushing the pieces higher up on the wall later down the road. Okay, got the next wall down. Here it is. I might move these up a little bit, but I'm just not sure yet. I wanted the negative space between the groups of artworks, but I felt like it was a little bit too much, so I found 2 dead bulbs we had lying around and just put them on the wires since they match the theme anyways, and also they match this detail. Next, I'll get started with the slat wall. I forgot to film another wall, but I did the slat wall. There it is. So I ended up grouping these pieces together. I love this one, it lights up. It's so cool. And then I wanted to carry over this cord detail to the other half, so I found a cord we weren't using and just ran it along the wall. There's the slat wall. Fun. At this point, I only have 1 piece left and I'm planning to put it on this wall. I want to put up a little installation around this artwork to fill in the space and lead the eye, but it's harder than expected. It's the next morning and I'm realizing this wall I did is absolutely horrendous, so I'm gonna try to fix that. My first go at this was a dud, so I end up reworking it until I get it to somewhere I like. I think that is much better. Look at these little sculptures. They're so cool. We already had these, they were part of our gift shop, but I think they work well with the show, so they look cute over here. Yay! With all the artworks up on the wall, I can finally get to the fun part, which is installing the window display. I'm repurposing another artwork from our gift boutique to be the focal point of the display. Here's the piece. This is what I'm gonna put in the window. This is not nearly enough to fill the space, so now I'm going over to the storage unit to see what I can dig up. Okay, I got some stuff. I'm going to show you what I'm working with. Got extension cord, a little surge protector, a USB charging block, an electric timer. We also have these metal stakes. I'm gonna be real, I don't even know what these go to, but if somebody needs them, I'll know where they are. A bag of walkie-talkies. Got this neon green yarn, I've got some purple and white string lights, got a few different fabrics. I like to lay down different sorts of fabrics in the window display just to sort of bring a different vibe to the window, you know, with the color and texture, and sort of break up the space. Plus, I can use whatever I need underneath to create dimension and cover it up and not have to worry how it looks. Oh, I almost forgot. The peak of all technology. The selfie stick. Alright, let's see what I can do. I really like assembling these displays, so I had fun doing this. We didn't have enough art pieces to fill this area, but I think using the bust sculpture as a focal point and surrounding it with technological elements helps to communicate the theme of the show. So here's the window display. It's pretty simple, but I think it fills out the space well. This is my first time doing one that's almost entirely achromatic like this, so I thought it was pretty interesting. I really like the chevron stitching of this blanket, and then the drapery here, and I think this piece does work well here. These little lights, and it doesn't show up well on camera, but the green string, I think the purple and green against the black really fits like a cyber aesthetic, and I think it adds just the right amount of color. Yay! Now that I've got everything where I want it, I need to make labels for all the artworks. I do this by printing the artwork information like title, artist, and price out on some shipping labels, then sticking them to little pieces of paper I've cut to size. I put art tack on the backs of them so that I can stick them to the wall. Adding labels to the artworks is the final step of setting up the show, so it feels very rewarding. This show is a lot different from those I've installed here before. With fewer pieces to hang, I invested a lot less time than usual, but it was also a learning experience because I was challenged to use the space differently. I was a little nervous about how the exhibition would be received, but in the following weeks, I got a lot of positive feedback about it. Of course, the art pieces are the most important part of any exhibition, but the way the show is put together is important too. You want to give each piece its best opportunity to shine, and that means ensuring that all the artworks are arranged to complement each other, not to clash and compete. I'm glad I got to have this experience hanging the show, and I'm already looking forward to hanging the next one. If you're local or visiting Denison anytime soon, come swing by and see the show in person. You can even vote for your favorite artwork, and the artist with the most votes will get the opportunity to have a pop-up exhibition next year. There's a little over a month left of this show, and I already know I'm gonna miss seeing a lot of these pieces around here. Out of 19 artists in the show, 11 of them are showing here for the first time. For some of them, it's their first time showing anywhere. I'm really glad that we could provide a space for them to put themselves out there. That's what makes these exhibitions special.